What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Kraken Fitness YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be going over our top 5 exercise tier list. So I have my top 5 exercises, and Brandon has his own top 5 exercises, and it's going to be a discussion about what we think is going to be the best exercise that you can do. Let's say if you can only have time to do 5 exercises in the gym, which exercise should you be doing? And let's say the better question would be, if you could only do 5 exercises for the rest of your life, which exercise would they be?
That's how I develop my list. I develop my list, and basically it's like, if I were on a deserted island and I can only do 5 exercises for the rest of my life, this is it.
Deserted island?
Deserted island, yeah.
It has to be a deserted island.
It has to be a deserted island because you have limited resources other than barbells and dumbbells.
Okay, so if you're in a deserted island and you have some barbells and dumbbells,
yeah,
which exercise would you do? Okay, so that's the question. I guess, do you want to start first, or
Should we go exercise at a time, or we just name 5?
I didn't put them in any particular order. I just put my top 5.
Yeah.
So, first one.
Go ahead.
Bent over row.
Bent over row. I don't have that one, so
okay,
go on.
So bent over row. The reason why I chose bent over row is because it's in a hinged position, so that way you're going to be training your lower back automatically in isolation, and then you get to train the back as well at the same time, and yeah, I think that way any kind of like horizontal pulling motion, you need that inside your top 5. That's my opinion on that.
I get it. You can load it up pretty good too.
You could load it up pretty good. You could switch it up, maybe do a pendlay row, same kind of thing, right? Pendlay bent over row.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay, so, I'll give you that.
And so
sneaky.
you can add a ton of weight, and I think you have to have horizontal pulling movements inside your top 5 exercises. So that's the reason why I chose bent over row. What about you?
Okay, very interesting. So if I were to choose a pulling motion, I went with more of a vertical pull. So I went with pull-up because you can do this, body weight. You could weight them up, but you're still going to get a very bang for your buck kind of rowing motion, but in a vertical sense. So you're going to get a little bit more lat activation, good back development through those. And like I said, you can progress them fairly easily with not as much equipment.
Yeah, I didn't put any vertical pulling exercises when we were just kind of chatting about it right before, and I heard you say pull-ups, and I was like, damn, I didn't put pull-ups in mine. I would have put chin-ups just because they are a little bit easier on the shoulder, but I decided to stick with my horizontal pulling. I just think it's better probably for shoulder health. It's debatable, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a huge debate online whether your pulling motions should be vertical or horizontal.
To be honest, you should probably do both.
You should do both, but if you had 5.
If you had 5 and you could only choose one, I think I would still go with the pull-up.
Yeah, I would probably go for the bent over row.
All right, agreed to disagree.
But, okay, the next one that I put inside was shoulder press. And to be specific,
vertical pushing. There you go.
Vertical pushing, yeah.
Right,
So I needed to put some sort of vertical pushing exercise, which I deem better than a vertical pulling exercise.
Okay.
And then specifically shoulder press, I think it's going to be a standing barbell press, just because you push a lot of weight on a standing barbell press. You're vertical, so you're training your core a little bit. You're stabilizing your core. And it's also like quite mobility demanding in general. And I think it would be one of the top 5 exercises that I put inside there. So specifically barbell overhead press. Standing.
Okay. Yeah, I like those. They're pretty good. So funny enough, I went with horizontal pushing instead of vertical pushing.
Interesting.
So my top 5 exercise for horizontal pushing would just be a push-up.
A push-up.
Very it flies under the radar with a lot of people. Push-up. Very good for scapular health. You can work on full range of shoulder blades through this horizontal plane. Like, you're getting full protraction, you're getting full retraction. You can still work on body positioning, making sure, again, you're able to maintain a good body position while you're doing these, right? You can scale them up, you can scale them down, you can still do them weighted. So I think push-ups are one of the top 5 exercises you can do. But because people, typically they can do like a high volume of them, they think that like it's not a very useful exercise, but you can weight them, you can again progress them to make them harder, you can elevate your feet so many different ways.
But then that would be a different exercise.
Yeah, but so would be like pendlay row versus Bent over.
Hey, okay. Well, we could just call it bent over row. But yeah, that's the reason why I didn't choose push-ups, because I was thinking something that you'd be able to scale forever.
Right.
But yeah, I guess so. You could do them slower. You can do them faster. Yeah, I guess. So next exercise that I put on was the split squat. So this is the only. So by the way, the shoulder press is I chose vertical pushing, and I didn't do any horizontal pushing. So no like direct chest.
We're kind of like the opposite in that regard.
Yeah, kind of weird. But so I chose split squats, and this is the only kind of like lower body dominant exercise that I chose. And the reason is because it's a very functional exercise. And now that I'm just thinking about it, I think I'm going to change it to lunges to make it even more functional. So lunges, and because you can do them weighted. And yeah, I think lunges are super functional compared to any other like lower body exercise you can do. So yeah.
So I actually chose the same one.
Lunges?
Just split squats.
Split squat,
general, yeah. Because it's a unilateral exercise. You can train one leg versus the other one, so you can again bring some differences up. You can still progress them fairly well, and it's just a really good way to load them. And most people can load them through depth a lot better than if they can just a regular kind of squat. So I think this one is top 5 for me for sure.
So the next one that I put was a face pull.
Face pull, okay.
Yeah, and the reason is just because general shoulder health, I think it's really good. I think everybody should be doing face pulls.
Yep.
So I added that one in.
So for my kind of like accessory exercise, rather than a kind of like face pull, because I figured if you're doing like push-ups, you can get pretty good shoulder stability if you're working them well through good range of your shoulder blades. So I put a farmer's carry. I put a farmer's carry in there.
Smart.
Great full body tension exercise that you can work in between sets. You can load them up quite a bit. Great for forearm strength, but also again, it'll help your shoulders be able to carry that much weight. And again, you can do them with like minimal equipment as long as you have heavy kind of things. You can load them differently on one side than the other, right? You can load them all on one side. You can load them both on the same side, equally. Great exercise.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess they're both great for shoulders.
Yep.
And then for the very last one, I chose hip thrusts.
Hip thrusts. Okay. I chose like hex bar deadlift.
Okay.
So some kind of like hip extension. For that one, I think that a lot of people are going to be able to load this with fairly like low technique. Like they don't have to spend hours and hours perfecting their deadlift technique, but they can still get a really good bang for their buck. Being able to load this quite a bit. It doesn't require as much low back kind of like positioning, hip positioning, right? You're able to just drop into it, do it. A little bit of knee flexion there too is okay.
I just noticed that you chose lunge, carry, push, pull. What was there was one more that you did? That's it?
Yeah, I did. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a pushing movement. I wanted to have a pulling movement. I wanted to have a hinge, some kind of squat variation, and a carry.
Yeah. So the only one that I didn't include in there was the carry.
Yeah.
But I was thinking lunges, you're carrying.
True.
So dumbbells dead by the side potentially. So that's why I chose. I didn't write any carrying movements, but yeah, I decided to stick to the face pulls.
Yeah, I still think that face pull variation that we do at Kraken is really good too.
Yeah, with the banded face pull, maybe we'll overlay it over this video to show you, but you put your hands through the band and then it's on the cable. It's really good because then you don't have to use your forearms. So that's the one that I would be doing. And that's the one I get all my clients doing as well. But so those are our top 5 exercises. A little bit different for each person, but still kind of generally the same. And I truly think that if you were to only work out like twice a week for the rest of your life and you only have 5 exercises, you just do these ones. Keep it super simple. And I think you'd see great results with this.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that like what we've covered here is like, yes, like the exercise can vary and the progressions can vary, but if you choose certain fundamental movements and you're able to repeat those week after week, you will get results, right? Right? We have a push, we have a pull, we have a hinge, we have a squat, and we have a carry. Like, there's not much left to carry, cover there.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's like you're going to cover all your bases with that.
You can just keep doing the same exercise over and over again for the rest of your life, and you'll be completely fine.
Or some variation of those.
But there's no lateral movements. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Well, only top 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Top 5. Only top 5.
But that's it for this video. If you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya.